Hi guys, it's Amy. Welcome back to another episode of Amy's Movie Reviews. I don't know how to edit, so just pretend the title's right there. Whee! Today we are doing Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then tomorrow I'm talking about 9 because, oh boy, everyone is confused about 9. Before I start, there's supposed to be 10 Fast and Furious movies, so after 9 comes out next year, stay tuned for 10, because that's like the last movie in the series, I think. Now, for this review, I have to talk about the movies in order, and you're probably wondering, okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. No, because every movie is a different timeline. Like, Fast and Furious 3 takes place before 4, 5, and 6, and then Fast and Furious 7 takes place after 3. You see how confusing it is? Very confusing, so just, but we're gonna still start with 1. That one was like, everyone was like baby face. Like back then, everyone was like adorable little children you could hold in your arms. In that one, we are starting with our main characters: Dom Toretto, Mia Toretto, Letty, Leon, Jesse, Vince, and Brian O'Connor. But except he's an undercover cop, so his name is Brian Earl Splinter, which is a weird name for an undercover cop, but you don't know he's an undercover cop until like the middle end of the movie. I mean, that one was like, it was a good movie. And then we get to Fast and Furious 2, which isn't called Fast and Furious 2, it's called Too Fast, Too Furious. Pretty awesome name, if you ask me. Where this one does not have Dom, Mia, Letty, Leon, Jesse, and Vince. It just has Brian, but we do meet 2 other characters, Roman and Tej. Spoiler alert, they're totally gonna be in the other ones, but I feel like you would have known that if you watched the movies. And then Fast and Furious 3 isn't called Fast and Furious 3, it's called Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, where we're with our other character who's in the other movies, Han. Everybody loves Han. Spoiler alert, he comes back in the 9th movie, which I'll talk about tomorrow. Fast and Furious 4, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna have to. Letty dies. Letty doesn't actually die, though, because in Fast and Furious 6, it reveals that she is alive, but has amnesia, and she's working with the bad guy who killed Han in the 3rd movie. But let's just backtrack and go back to the 5th one, where Brian and Mia broke Dom out of prison. They were driving him away to prison. He was pronounced guilty, and then they got him out of the bus, and then they were in Brazil, and this is where we get introduced to our new character, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No, I'm just kidding. His name is Hobbs, or I think it's Shaw. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's a movie about those 2 guys, the bad guy and the good guy. I'm not talking about that one, and I would never will. Fast and Furious 6, like I said, crew comes back, they have to bring back Letty, and all that stuff, they're all rich, and then Fast and Furious 7 is the last time we see Brian O'Connor. For those of you who live under a rock, Paul Walker played Brian O'Connor from Fast and Furious 1 to Fast and Furious 7, but except that he died when production was still going on. And that's when the movie came out in 2015, rather than 2013. I think the last Paul Walker movie would technically be Hours, which I mentioned in the last video. So for Fast and Furious 7, there were some scenes with Paul in it, but there were some scenes with his brothers, Cody and Caleb, with Paul's face CGI'd to theirs. And they had to really, become Paul. So they had to, get fit. They had to, do certain things to look like they were Paul, but they weren't Paul because they were just his brothers. And they even had to put his tattoo of his daughter's name on their arm. If you didn't know, Paul Walker has a daughter named Meadow, who is very, very pretty. She's really pretty. And then you're probably wondering, oh, well, Brian's gone, and so's Mia. What's the point of an 8th movie? 8th movie is where we meet another new character, which you see at the end of the movie, but you also see another character in the beginning of the movie who is in the 9th movie. Her name is Cypher, and she makes Dom go rogue. I mean, that's basically the plot of the movie. So yeah, that was all the movies. Tomorrow I'm talking about Fast and Furious 9. You know what? Why not talk about it now? Why am I waiting for tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm supposed to talk about Love Never Dies. Shout out to my homeboy Maddox. So why don't I just talk about 9? Why is everyone confused about 9? Do you really want to know? Dom has a brother. And he's John Cena. Cue the John Cena meme. I can't edit, so just pretend that the John Cena meme is in the video. Mia came back, and everyone got confused right there, and everyone thought, oh, Brian O'Connor's coming back. I mean, like, probably. Here's what my theory is. If they were supposedly bringing back Brian O'Connor for a brief moment in the movie, because I googled casting, and I don't see Cody or Caleb, but there's like a confirmation from Cody or Caleb. I'm waiting for that, okay? If Brian O'Connor were to come back into Fast and Furious, he would be most likely watching the kids, little Brian and Jack. Jack is Brian and Mia's kid, and little Brian is Letty and Dom's kid. Fast and Furious 9 is about Dom's brother, and he has to fight Dom's brother because Dom's brother's working for Cypher. Oh, and Dom's brother's name is Jacob. Probably should have mentioned that. And if you're wondering who's coming back, it's Tej, Roman, Ramsey from the 7th and 8th movie, Letty, Dom, and Han. That's right, Han's alive for some reason. I thought Shaw killed him. He just, boom, I thought Shaw just, completely destroyed him, crashing his car into his, but no, apparently Han's alive. Listen, if that man kept eating snacks in, all the movies, probably the snacks saved him. The movie was supposed to come out this year, but because of coronavirus, it's coming out next year, and honestly, I'd see it. I didn't see 8, but I'm probably gonna see 9. I didn't watch 3 or 4. Probably should have done that before making this review, but, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about that? So, stay tuned for Amy's theater review, where we'll be talking about Love Never Dies, which was requested by my friend Maddox. That dude is addicted to Phantom of the Opera. It's my fault, honestly. I got him addicted to Be More Chill, but he wasn't really swagging with it. So then I got him to try Beetlejuice, but he likes it a bit now. And he loves Hamilton a lot. And we're both excited for Hamilton coming to Disney Plus. Probably should talk about that in another video. Chatting with Amy, which is a new video I'll make. Before I end the video, I have 2 new animations coming up. Wait for Me, which was just the old version, not the re-version, and I'm also making an animation of one of the Ninja Sex Party songs, Danny Don't You Know. So, yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you all when I talk about Love Never Dies. Goodbye!